Everybody, and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today is Friday, so we're doing a bunch of new releases. I've got two for you today. Venom 2 technically counts, but that came out Thursday morning because I saw it Wednesday night. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that. Please consider subscribing, because subscribing really helps get me, motivated to do this kind of thing. If you like what I do, definitely consider subscribing. And once we hit 200, I'm going to do an 8-hour straight live stream. So definitely consider subscribing so that you can add to that pool of fun. So definitely do that. As many of you probably know, I have spent the last month and a half binge watching The Sopranos so that I can watch this movie. And if you want to check out those reviews, definitely do so. They're under my show reviews playlist. You'll see a bunch of The Sopranos. And I've been waiting for this for a while because it looks really good. So today we're going to be talking about The Many Saints of Newark. The Many Saints of Newark was released in 2021. It was written by David Chase, who created The Sopranos, and Lawrence Connor, and directed by Alan Taylor. And first of all, I should say no spoilers, of course. I will not be talking spoilers, although there really isn't a whole lot to spoil, if I'm being completely honest with you. There's a couple twists that you don't learn about in The Sopranos that I thought were pretty cool, but for the most part, really what it is it is just a film that depicts what we already know about from The Sopranos, right? We hear stories. There are even moments in the film, actually I think 2, maybe 3, that are literally refilmed with different actors from The Sopranos to show, like, all the flashbacks from The Sopranos are just filmed with the actors in this movie, which I thought was, like, kind of cool, because I was like, hey, can't slip past me. There's a couple parts where there are stories from, Janice or Tony that were reimagined and put into this film as well, which I thought was creative, but also a little distracting, if anything, I think. And I should say, I don't think the movie is as good as I was hoping. And I didn't put a whole lot of, coins in this jar, per se. I didn't think it was going to be fantastic, but I was really excited for it, because I do love The Sopranos. And this just didn't quite do it for me. Like, there were just moments where I was just like, I don't know if we need this, Like, I feel like it kind of undermines the ending of Season 6 of The Sopranos. And there's a couple cameos, one big cameo, I should say, really, that kind of blew me away. I was like, no way, which you'll find out in the first 5 seconds of the movie who that is, but I was like, no way. I almost brought my friend to see this, who is almost on The Sopranos. He has like 6 episodes left, and this would have been a huge spoiler for him. There's just, I can't believe they opened with that. I can't believe they did this. There's a narration in the film, which I thought was cool, but really bad for people who want to watch The Sopranos. So I encourage you, if you want to watch this prequel, I encourage you to finish the show first, because there's just a major spoiler for the end of The Sopranos if you don't do that. So I would like to encourage you to please first watch the 6 seasons of The Sopranos and then watch this. I also would like to say that this isn't one of those movies that I think needed to be in theaters. I saw it in the theater, and I didn't really care for it in the theater. I think that, honestly, I might have preferred it on my bed, just chilling, watching TV, like I do with The Sopranos. It doesn't feel like a movie as well. This might have been better if we had a small series, like a mini-series, where we could kind of explore more stuff, we can explore a little more of Tony, because for a movie that literally, it is advertised as a movie that is about Tony Soprano, right? We know it's about Vicky Moltisanti, but we know, like, a big portion of the marketing campaign, in fact, probably the poster I use on here for my thumbnail, is almost certainly going to be the one who made Tony Soprano, right? And yeah, we can see the parallelism between Vicky Moltisanti and Tony Soprano, but it isn't big enough for me. There needs to be more parallels, I think, to make the connection real. And for some reason, the movie was both too long and too short. It was too long in the sense that, like, it just felt like a really long Sopranos episode, but it was too short in the fact that we didn't get to know Vicky Moltisanti as much as I think I would have liked to. And he's played by Alessandro Nivola, who I thought did a really good job. I thought that he did very, very well as Vicky Moltisanti here, but I don't think the character itself was well thought out enough for a film. I think if we had put more work into it and maybe had an entire limited series, maybe just like 6 to 9 episodes, would have been way better than a movie. But I do want to say that I think that Vera Farmiga was really, really good as Livia Soprano here. Kind of blew me away. I was like, no way. And she reminds me a lot of Carmela, which I thought was really cool. It's like a cool parallelism between, like, Tony and his mother and his obsession with his mother, kind of like the Oedipus complex he has. Well, not exactly, but kind of. And seeing that in Carmela and how Carmela is so similar to Livia, I thought that was really, really cool. And I think she did really, really well. I really, truly did. I think she really embodied the part there. And I wasn't expecting her to be my favorite character, but I think she was. I really did enjoy watching her perform here. And you know, a lot of these aren't big name actors. I mean, we have Vera Farmiga and we have John Bernthal, who I think are probably the two bigger actors here. And John Bernthal was fine. He didn't really have a whole lot of screen time. I was hoping to see more with his character, particularly, you know, towards the end, but we didn't. It was kind of just like, and he's there. And I'm like, okay, fine. And Tony Soprano, played by Michael Gandolfini here, was cool. I really liked, like, whenever Tony was on screen, I was like, okay, cool, this is fun. But whenever he's not on screen, I was just like, which is something that The Sopranos did really well with, right? Where you have Paulie and you have, Silvio and, you know, all these side characters that are really fun to watch. Just didn't feel as fun in this movie. I felt really disconnected from the film. I did not feel like I was a part of the film. And The Sopranos really invites you into their world. And this just didn't feel it for me. Was it fun to see all these connections and old characters and played by young actors and all that fun stuff? Yes. Was it a lot of fan service? Yeah. I do want to say that I think it balanced fan service pretty well. I think it tipped a little bit too much towards fan service, but a lot of it felt like actual storytelling, particularly whenever Dickie Moltisanti was on screen. Whenever Dickie Moltisanti was on screen, it was like, okay, cool, this is an original story, basically. Whenever he wasn't on screen, which was probably about 60% of the film, it is just straight fan service, which is, you know, fine. That's kind of how I felt about Endgame as well. And it kind of does get lost. The actual, original story gets lost a little bit in the fan service here, which is why I kind of just don't connect to the film as much as I did The Sopranos. Nothing, you know, I think it definitely comes down to personal preference as well. I think there are going to be people who really love this film. They're going to be like, yes, I finally got to visit The Sopranos after like 14 years. That's great. I finished The Sopranos 3 days ago, and I'm here as a non-biased person saying, I guess I am biased. I'm biased towards, I like The Sopranos. I was looking forward to this film, and it just did not do it for me. It just feels like a regular run-of-the-mill movie. There's so much to say about it, and I can't say a whole lot because spoilers, but it just feels kind of lackluster. The ending, really not good. I thought it was cheesy and just kind of boring. I was like, yeah, I guess. Like, we kind of knew they were going to end it like that, but also it's kind of frustrating. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and give The Many Saints of Newark a C+. Have you seen The Many Saints of Newark? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to check it out, it's in theaters. It should be in every theater near you. I think it's nationwide. It's at my movie theater, the Oneonta Southside Cinema. I work there, so if you see me, feel free to say hello. It is on HBO Max, streaming for free for subscribers. So if you're interested in that, it's on HBO Max. I don't necessarily think you have to spend money in a movie theater to see this. It's not that big of a movie. Ha! I killed a bug. Sorry. It's not that big of a movie, in my opinion. It's not like Venom 2. If you have the option to see Venom 2 or see The Many Saints of Newark in theaters, see Venom 2, watch this on your couch. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing. It's a huge, huge help to me, so please consider doing so. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.